Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene for Darkness in Dublin, the Changeling venue, where after a very, very lively afternoon at the beach, so lively, so lively, um, Bambi has gone and trotted herself off the beach with a basket looped on her arm, and of all the things, some fairly large clothes folded tidily and tucked on top of the basket because there's still like sogginess and ice in the basket, and probably a number of empty bottles. And presumably, seeing as the way timing worked, she'll spot Fragrar as she is just departing, and in fact wave him over and invite him to join her as she heads her way back towards the caravan. And I mean, who knows where it's parked at this point? Hopefully, fairly close to the freehold. Because at this point, let's be honest, Bambi is more than willing to take Fragrar to it and confess to having it, at least to him. So yes, where is our lovely caravan? What's going on there?
To signal where the caravan is, all you need to see is the ducks. The
Yeah,
massing population of the kingdom of Duckland is ever growing. As Steve, the alpha ducks, looks over his kingdom, he sees right beside his king rides in a new set of clothes, sitting there. Again, still a bit, well, no, not bruised anymore since he got healed, but kind of just rubbing his beard, sipping a beer, as he observes his new court being held. As you can hear him directing the ducks, like, no, 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 Isabel, Steve is the alpha, you're the beta. This is how this works. All you hear is resounding. This
oh
is
my
how it
god.
works. This is called democracy. Actually, no, it's not democracy, shite. This is called crown. See, I even made one for Steve. There you go, Steve. It's a tiny little twig crown that he puts on Steve's head.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a lot of Huey, Dewey, and Louis.
There's no shit 300 ducks here, man. And we're in the dreaming. They're all there. There's
That's a lot
300
of Huey, Dewey,
chimerical
and Louis.
ducks. And one 15-foot tall cockatoo perched on top of the caravan.
An alicorn staring.
And the Perryton.
The alicorn is swarmed by ducks. He does not look happy.
Oh,
Oh my god.
You'll eventually look up and go, Fragrar, welcome to the kingdom of Duckland. The ducks will go, "Meow."
he will immediately put his fist on his chest and then say, Your Lordship, I request entry into the kingdom of Duckland.
You may pass, noble Fragrar. Step aside, boys. You know, he ushers his hands and the ducks part like a massing wave.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no. Oh, don't worry. I didn't step on you.
Bambi is just wading through the ducks. She lives a life of acceptance at this point. Sets the basket by the door. Did you want anything to drink, Frogger?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Oh, well. That's a good one. Some tea. Be great.
Sure. She'll slip aside. And
So, how the two of you been? I was just on my way for a walk. Got set up some stories while watching the sky.
Well, we've been alright. You know, work has been work and all that, and met an interesting fellow on the beach. Rubbed his beard.
Really?
Oh, aye. Turns out this is the fella that told the nobles about our little meeting.
Hmm.
Announced it all proud like. Turns out he even got a knighthood for the thing, as Tintagel thinks it was a noble deed what he did.
Well, that is an interesting train of thought.
Oh yes.
Bambi will emerge with tea.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Of course. She'll set another open beer in front of Rides just so that he has it near at hand, and then we'll take whichever seat is alongside him.
Braga will take the tea. Oh, that's good. Oh, I got a night. Who was it?
Some slua. What's his name? Bambi?
Oh, you mean Vete?
Yeah.
Vete.
Is this about that thing you mentioned?
There was a meeting for the commoners to discuss a few things. We weren't allowed to tell anybody. So I didn't tell you anything, Bambi. Give her just a little bit of a smile.
For what it's worth, her ears have like pinned back, not to an offended type of gesture, but the expression is almost hurt.
Couldn't tell anyone with any sort of semblance of nobility, so even I got a bit of side-eyed looking at me, sure, since I have a squireship.
Oh, yes, that's right. I am the only commoner here.
Grins. But turns out somebody told the nobles, and it turns out that noble, according to Vete, he told, was Tintagel.
Did he respond with anything?
I don't know. He's planning on us, but I don't know.
It got a little heated. We really didn't talk about it.
Honestly, I expected it would come out sooner rather than later, but
I could ask.
He's still a snitch. Or did you just say taking a drink?
Like I said, I can always ask.
Ask what?
If anything's coming of it.
If Tintagel is really that stupid, I doubt he will do anything.
I didn't mean asking him.
Who are you talking about?
I know that Vete is so willing to talk. I could ask him.
Are you really going to trust what he says?
I don't know. But
I wouldn't.
What he says.
I wouldn't. The man has obviously no semblance of honesty and lies. I wouldn't trust that.
Well, what was the meeting? Did it go okay?
Looks a Fragar. Went alright.
that's alright.
Kind of glance between them. I mean, she looks hopeful, for as ironic as that may be. Like, is it good? Is everything wonderful? Like, glancing.
There's no rebellion. We'll put it that way.
Good.
But things are not looking well.
Yeah, really not.
A lot of people are angry. Understandably.
Of course they are.
And they don't want... It took a struggle, but we might be able to get people to liaison with commoner kids who reach nobility, but no she.
No, I wouldn't expect them to.
Kind of rub his beard.
Honestly, depending on how that meeting went, I might have told a few of the she that I trust about the actual situation, but seeing as that wasn't necessary, there's no need.
I find my trust has been compromised by most of them, except Moirin.
I only trust her. Points at Bambi. As a noble lot, so... And Seal. Seal's actually pretty decent people, but none of them are she, so you just shrug.
Whatever might be the case, we can't have the people rise up against nobility. Not right now. Not ever again. Not in that way.
It'd only make things worse. And they're bad
We
enough.
already lost an Accordance War. We don't need another one.
Not even in accordance where we're in the middle of a conflict with Baylor. If we start fighting amongst each other, they're going to take advantage.
Oh, it's not just that. It's not just that.
And there's so many people sick. I talked to Tangel about that. Kind of glances between them, looking for reactions.
Raga nods.
Right, nods.
I know he wanted the things that he made his hammer with to be special. But I told him we couldn't wait for some grand story. We needed it now. People were dying now. I'm hoping he took any heed to what I said.
See how that goes.
Slim, but there's always hope.
Kind of offers a helpless shrug. At least he seemed to listen. He was defensive at first, but finally did seem like he was listening, at least a little.
We'll see. I'm gonna pretend to be all positive about it. That would be just calling myself.
Well, Raven backed me. For what that's worth.
Ah, she's a snake. Take a grin. A very pretty snake, but she's a snake.
Oh, I remember what you told me.
Nice arse though. Nods.
Kind of shoots him like a pout.
What?
She looks terrifying. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think she looks great.
That's it, she does, but she looks terrifying. Oh,
I like authoritative women like that though. Grin.
She said nasty things about me, though.
She did. She doesn't get brownie points for that.
The pout, almost immediately disappears.
no, we'll see.
And what's this I hear about you two going on a mission and not telling me about any of it?
What?
You
What?
said on the beach. On the beach, apparently you and him are going off doing something.
Well, we were talking about it. We haven't planned yet.
And you
I was
didn't
gonna
tell me.
you.
Oh, you were going to tell me. Oh.
She ducks her head as if chided, though she's grinning a bit. I mentioned the graveyard. She glances over to Fragarar.
Well, that's alright. I was planning on inviting him anyway.
See?
I know, Steve. I know.
God, God damn it. Wait, is he named after first cousin Steve?
Oh yeah. Steve was all delighted with himself when I told him. Had a
Is
little
he,
proud face.
is he the new first cousin Steve?
Exactly. Yes, he is.
Is Steve now second cousin Steve?
Technically, he's my third cousin, Steve.
Oh boy. Oops, going backwards. But yes. Graveyards.
Mm-hmm.
Magical places. Not great. But he will have to do something with him.
Probably cursed.
Well, not so much cursed as in
Contaminated?
designed to keep people out.
Still probably crawling with an ancient disease.
Yes.
I have been working on that.
Have you?
I might be able to keep us healthy. Just kind of that like little squint, like maybe.
Well, any help will be good, honestly.
Okay. So, what's the plan?
Well, Fraggle will pick up a stick. And what's the ground like here? Is it like where you can draw symbols in with like a
Yeah,
stick?
I imagine it's muck and all that, so yeah, I would imagine it'd be easy enough to do.
So he'll grab a stick and actually draw some one or two runes. Now see, I've actually been looking into my own memories, and I'm starting to recall some of the draconic languages. It's hard, very runic and guttural language. This is about the most I can do.
Hmm. Okay. And so what? We're going to a dragon graveyard, are we?
Yes, that is exactly the plan.
Oh, Jesus. Right. And what are we going to do in there? Plants and flowers?
That I haven't thought about yet.
Okay. Stairs? Like at Bambi and Frigg are like, right.
It's just after talking to the dragons that are here, I feel like they have to be looked at. There has to be connection between. Do you know what? Knip's been dealing with the whole disease, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it might be smart to invite him along as well?
That's
It's
a good
not a bad
plan.
idea. If nothing else, aren't most cures derived from a little bit of whatever they're curing? Couldn't hurt.
Hmm. By our powers combined, we might get a solution.
I hope so.
Anyone else we're thinking of bringing? Or is it just going to be this fabulous trio featuring Crib?
Well, and he kind of looks at Bambi. At first, Vete was part of the team as well, but now I'm not too sure about that.
I don't trust a man like that behind my back. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if he's taken to things like spying and other deplorable things, I'm not sure I'd want him in a place filled with things that hold ancient disease.
Let's not forget that the scales of the dragon are powerful, strong, even when they're dead.
We don't need to desecrate the graveyard.
Oh no, not at all.
We don't need to bring anyone who would be tempted to.
Nods.
But no piskies as well. Gotcha.
At the very least, these people, these dragons, they died badly. They deserve to be left to rest in peace.
What did they die from?
A
The
rot.
disease that the kingdom is currently suffering from.
Jesus.
Rot got into their scales and into their eggs. The young were too weak to hatch. The old rotted away.
Do you remember me saying during the meeting that it's a miracle that not more changelings have died from it? I meant that because it nearly killed the entire race of dragons. Now it has only claimed the lives of a very few Kefane. Why is that? Has it mutated? Has it become weaker? But all of its symptoms are the same.
We
The
do have
rot
Crib.
infesting the dreaming. The disease. Sure of it.
I feel like Crib, if he hasn't already, maybe he intends to do something big. I'd be surprised if he hasn't already done something very big.
Nods. All right. Crib's all right. Crib's a definite option. So, anyone else? Do you think that could make an impact? Because I can hit stuff and protect you guys and do whatever. Same with Freygar. Bambi can probably help Crib. Is there anyone else we want to bring?
If Aelin is willing to leave the water,
I'll have a chat with her.
Any more in the group will become too convoluted, I feel like.
Nods. I'll have a chat with her and see what she says. She's a good lass.
I trust her.
I've talked to her once. I didn't really get the time to form an opinion.
Her heart's in the right place.
Isn't she the heir of some throne, though?
Oh, yeah. But I think she's got the right attitude towards ruling.
Wasn't she brand spanking new?
More or less.
A lot of us are.
Which means we can teach her the right way to rule. The right way to show how to rule as well.
I just hope that none of the dragons will rise when we get there.
What do you mean rise?
Death is a weird thing in the dreaming. So things have a way to not die. Not completely.
Would be. Well, as much as it would be scary, I imagine it would be sad.
It depends on if you kill something with cold iron.
Rides takes a heavy drink of his drink. Looks down, taking a drink.
And I feel like there's a little bit too much cold iron going around these days.
That's an
Just a
understatement.
tad.
That's the understatement of the century, Freygar.
What? Oh.
Far too much. And do. No, I guess I don't.
Hmm?
Amy kind of like squints thoughtfully, or kind of knits her brow. Just kind of playing with the lip of the bottle. Well, if I understand right, at least with us, if something was to happen, we're born again and attach ourselves to someone else.
Oh,
Of
yes.
course, with dragons, it's not the same, is it? That's why
Nope.
instead of just going and finding a new place to come back, they would do that.
They would die.
It's terrible.
But we come back. As long as we... Well... As long as we're careful.
Kind of a stern little frown. Looking down at the bottle again.
Braga will completely empty his teacup. Do you mind if I grab a beer?
Sure, yeah, no problem at all. They're in the fridge.
Thank you. I'll stand up and walk over towards the fridge.
There's a lot of beer.
There's a lot of beer. He'll grab like 3 bottles, one for everybody.
And actually, with the talk turned kind of sour, and what she got off a side glance, very potentially, by the time Frogger comes back, unless Rides is going to protest, Bambi will very possibly have, like, climbed into his lap looking for the reassurance. Even if it's just, being that much closer.
He doesn't quite let you in his lap. He's kind of sitting against the caravan door. He kind of like he'll squeeze your hand and all that, but he just seems to be looking off very far away. He takes a drink.
That's fine. She can accept a handhold. It's still something that offers some reassurance.
Braga will come back. Oh, aren't you two cute together? Yeah. And he'll put the beer down.
So I was wondering, because nobody's talked about it yet. What's going to happen with this war, if we win?
That's a good question. It'll depend on how we win. If we win.
I think it also depends on what you call winning. Having them just stop their attacks, stop what they're doing, to me is winning.
But the ones who've been torturing everybody with cold iron and kidnapping them and torturing them, do they not face any kind of justice?
I'm sure they will.
Will
I
they?
don't imagine it'll stop just like that. If I remember what I was told right, even before they came and attacked us, they were torturing their own, throwing them over the borders.
Takes
I
a
don't-
long drink.
I don't think it'll stop at the border. I don't
No.
even want to stop at the border.
If this was Concordia, all the duchies, kingdoms would be rallying to fight this thing, but it's not. These be the lands of Albion. So, justice here works a little bit differently.
It just gives her head a shake. It's wrong. Everything that King has done is wrong.
Exactly.
I can't fathom hurting your own people so badly.
They enjoy it.
Isn't it the duty of the Shi to protect their people?
Takes a long drink. It's the duty of the Shi to rule.
What do you rule when there's nothing left?
A wasteland.
You rule when you've killed and tortured all your own people. You don't rule anything. That's not what ruling's about.
You know, back in the day, there are tales how it wasn't actually the she who ruled, but the trolls. With our sense of honor and all that. But apparently the trolls bended the knee to the she and gave them the right to rule. Some reason or another.
If Fargo sit close enough, she'll set down the bottle so she can give his hand a pat with big blue hands. I think I'd rather test a troll.
Trolling around in the speed of sound. I'm sorry, that's a terrible joke.
Still.
She are supposed to be noblesse oblige. They come from the dreams of rulership. Now, that means that they come from all dreams of rulership, whether that be the good, beneficent king or queen, or the evil tyrant. There are all kinds, all sorts.
Well, it has to be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Fargo, I can't get over thinking about that dragon.
Oh, trust me. Neither can I. Neither can I.
I was just casually sipping against his beer, just looking off.
You okay there, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm alright.
How does your mind go?
Another soft side glance, squeeze for the hand.
He doesn't respond, he just takes a drink. Just far away thinking about things. I wonder how the next couple of months are going to be. There'll be death and war and pain. With bits of happiness and memories that we'll hold on to forever to have. When everyone else we care about is dead.
It'll be an accordance war all over again.
It was already that.
No, it's not. Not yet. Braga will take a sip of his beer.
Let's take a drink.
I've got stories about the accordance war, and none of them are pretty. Including my own death.
Which was the accordance war again? Who fought in the accordance war?
Oh, well, everybody. The accordance war happened, dear Bambi, when the she came back. And, well, demanded their own freeholds back. The freeholds that we had been taking care of. And lo and behold, the dreaming didn't quite love us as much as it loved the she, and so the freeholds themselves surrendered to them.
It's horrible.
Well, you know, there's nothing like a good bit of the universe telling you that you're not as important as someone, right?
I never realized that dreaming could be so thankless.
Yeah. It giveth and it taketh. And that There were things that happened. Things that should never be repeated.
So we're already repeating them.
I just hope the one thing never happens again.
That's the question, isn't it? When you see everything you love being taken and tortured away from you, to the point where it's so hideously broken, what would you do to the people if you had the chance?
Red's getting himself a side glance again. And I succeeded on that roll this time, Neener.
What? What?
I got 2 successes.
What you doing?
Told you I was going to roll again.
Oh, I mean, you know exactly who he's talking about.
Oh, yeah, I do. That's why she's just kind of looking aside.
If that thing in your life is so pure and innocent and something came along and twisted it just for its own amusement because it was better, because the dream and decreed they're better, what would you do to those people if you had the chance?
I mean, I'm going to rephrase your question, right? What have I done to those people?
It's easy to see how the accordance war could be easily repeated.
That's why I'm saying that it must never be. I did a few things that I'm not too proud of.
I don't regret the things I've done. Not since what they did.
Oh, balls. Balls, balls, balls.
But hey, I'm sure they'll tell us about how we're doing a noble thing when we're doing it, which I suppose it'll make it better when they sing stories.
You'll notice that Frautgar has not looked up since the mention of stories and songs and tales of the Accordance War. It's just like, nope, nope, that's the monster.
Is he pacing or is he just sitting?
He's just sitting. Like, I know I'm pacing, but Frogger's sitting.
That's why I have to check. Yeah, she swigged the last of her first beer and set it aside, and finally just reaches out with the hand, probably still cool from the bottle, but like reaches out and snags up his hand.
Oh.
Just, I mean, obviously his hand is too big for her to move it, really, but she still kind of holds his hand.
Oh, look at it. Look at Bambi.
You look like you needed a hand again.
Oh, I am going to feel that one for the rest of my days, aren't I?
There's a faint smile. I mean, we all do sometimes, don't we?
Bambi, you're beautiful.
The ears kind of twitch to like an awkward angle.
It's not said it in a way of gorgeous, but like, you're beautiful.
It's just still the sheepish smile. The ears just kind of go wonky.
Honestly, the way I want this war to go, that Bela gets removed. Everybody freed. And And generally, just do what needed to be done like a few thousand years ago and just remove House Baylor entirely.
And we do that.
Going against High King Baylor? Yeah, that sounds like a quest worthy of myths. I like it.
Is
I
it the
mean,
one that holds the dragon?
Oh no,
why?
that's just a Baylor King. I don't. The High King Baylor?
I didn't realize there were 2 levels of king. She just looks so bemused. Like, why is it so complicated?
Well, there are kings, and then there is the High Queen, High King, or High Queen, the ruler of the house.
Oh. But aren't there, I don't know, rules? Can a house really just disappear? Don't those dreams still need somewhere to go?
That is a good question.
I'd leave one alive. One Baylor. Just so he can watch and feel everything his house has done. Wouldn't even hurt him. I just let him watch.
Bambi now has a giant hand in each of her hands, it occurs to her. She won't try like squeezing his hand again. Just the thumb moves a bit back and forth. Just again, kind of an anchoring thing. It's not meant to be unduly intimate, just reminding him that there's a hand in his hand. Because that is getting dark.
Bryce just takes a drink. Just stares miles away.
Is it ever easy?
Hmm?
When I first woke up, and even in the time after, everything here seemed bright and amazing and magical, and as time goes on, there's less and less to wonder at.
Sometimes you have to do a few dark things to see a light at the end of the tunnel.
I don't see the light. Just see how dark the tunnel is.
Yeah, but that's how it is sometimes.
What if
Time.
you're scared of the dark?
Well, that's why you find someone to hold your hand.
There's just the tiniest hint of a smile at that.
Oh, don't you worry, right? I will hold your hand as well.
Thank you, Friggar. Knew I could count on you.
He'll hold out his hand.
Rides gives his hand to Friggar, completing the circle.
Now they are a friend circle.
We're on a friendship. SS get along. Pop's gonna kill me for taking his ultimate line.
Rides will then say to Bambi, if you do want to help us, though, we could use your liaison with the noble folk. Myself,
course.
Fraker, and a few others are. Oh, we're working on a few things. We wouldn't mind having an ally.
No, I wear a sash now, but nothing's changed.
Well, that's why I was mentioning you in the commoner meeting.
You did? You
Of course
perked
I
up
did.
the tiniest bit.
Of course I did. Can't leave the noble Bambi out.
Well, I thought maybe you did.
Why would I do that?
A noble Pepper O'Reilly. Her courage knows no bounds, for she sacrificed herself willingly for a cause. Wanting to obtain a crazy great item with magic and build.
Exactly. Just because you got a fancy sash doesn't mean you're not one of us still.
But I don't want to be seen that way. I know it's just kind of comes with the sash, but it's not what I want.
I'll put it this
Oh,
way. Turns to Fraker. No, you go first, darling.
Oh, thank you. You could always revoke your title.
I made a promise to Moirin, and I don't want to go back on my word. And if I could do something like this, at least it would be doing someone some good. It would be doing us some good. Moirin doesn't mind all the things that I do that
Still
another
gonna
noble might.
Still having a word with her, by the way.
What?
Still having a word with her.
Oh, I thought maybe.
Nope. She has to know where I stand.
Oh,
Nope, doesn't matter.
What's this?
I'm having a word with her person that she better not fuck her Bambi around. Nod sagely.
I appreciate Moirin a lot. She's very upfront with me.
It does not matter. I am still letting her know. It's the principle of the thing, he said sagely, like angrily.
She turns around to glance to Frograr. You should have heard the things that she said. And I showed her that flyer, showed her that copy of Titangel's notes, of the schematic. Oh, she was so angry.
Well,
That's why I pushed so hard, because I figured if I could show it to Moirin, she makes masterworks. She knows what he's doing more than I do. And she looked at me and she said, it's a hammer. What do you think hammers are supposed to do?
I agree with her on that. At least that.
And I know that it's hard to see, but she really does feel strongly about protecting your people instead of using them. She went on a rant so hard that I couldn't understand over half of it. She kept switching languages.
I also have to find the fella who made the cold iron bombs.
Well, then what now?
There is a fella from Baelor. He made cold iron bombs, according to the Duke. The Duke wants him found. Apparently, Lord Tintagel granted him hospitality because he recanted his efforts but has gone deep into Bedlam. I'm supposed to track him down and bring him back to the Duke, dead or alive.
Like, stretches way up. Pats his head. She has to really stretch up there. But just like pat.
Ah. Okay. 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 Does anybody know Soothsay?
No.
What? No?
Okay. Okay.
I can check and see if any of my friends do.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Well, there's nothing so good as, well, fuck with fate to find out where someone is.
Oh. You mean like that thing Tangel did? Where it showed us where Rides was.
I guess. I didn't know he did that.
It was, she kind of stink eyes the alicorn for about half a second. We had to find him in the Grey World, and Tangel called this wisp thing, and it led us to him.
Hmm. Well, yes, that's probably it.
Do we really want to bring Tintagel on that?
No.
No, but at least I know what to ask if they can do, if it's the same thing.
Hmm. Anyway, I'll be going into his room where Catherine's going to take me. I'll take a look then, so maybe you could figure that out, Bambi.
Pardon?
I'll be checking where he was staying in the castle. Might have left something behind. So, why don't you find out about this soothsaying thing? I'll take a look to see if he left anything behind and we meet up together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring him back alive. He needs to answer for his crimes. Death doesn't change. Death doesn't solve anything. It only means the people that have suffered under his weaponry, they don't get the justice they deserve.
Yeah. Maybe he can be
Sweet.
taught how to do something about that guilt.
No,
That's
let
what I
him feel it.
mean.
Let him feel it.
No, but of course. But guilt won't be sated by just sitting around and feeling guilty.
I'll have a word with him.
Kind of turns him a side look because have a word isn't always, in fact, having a word.
I told you I'm going to bring him back alive. I'm going to have a word with him.
She finally gives a very small nod. Dance over to Fragrar.
Hmm. A word's a word. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
So, we have that. We have the graveyard.
Is there anything else? I want to... Actually... I also want to look at where this typhoid is. If possible, I'd really like to cut it down.
What the hammer's for, isn't it? That's the whole point. To kill it entirely. It never comes back.
It'll have to be meat or cold iron.
I think it's something meant to unmake it. I think that's how it works.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Well, he said it was to purify. But he said that in theory, if he... Well, not he. He says he'll be too weak once he's done with it. He has someone else who has to carry it. I think he promised it to Karina.
Yes, but Tintagel says a lot.
He does. I know. But hopefully, if it works as it's intended to, and I can hope. I don't have to believe to hope.
Well, should it fail, I have a different way.
How's that?
I can lock up his soul.
What?
Stare. Like, buh.
He'll reach back and he'll take out a single onyx gem and hold it in between his fingers, just like this. One-time use.
Where'd you get that?
I really don't know.
What?
All I know is that Death gave it to me.
Right.
Hopefully the hammer works. At least if it doesn't, there's another plan B.
We're locking up whose soul now? We kind of lean forward like, what?
The typhoid.
If the typhoid isn't done away with by the hammer.
Oh, I thought you meant Tintagel. I was going there. Oh, Jesus. I was stroking his beard.
Oh, no. I'm not. No.
Oh, takes a drink, like a stiff one, like, whoa.
I'm not about to lock away the Count's soul, no.
Well,
I'll bring down the wrath of the entirety of House Dougal on top of me. No, thank you.
Well, hopefully you won't need to use it on the typhoid. You can save it for that Baylor King. If anyone deserves it, it's someone
I
like
don't
that.
know if it'll work on the Baylor King.
Why not?
Death specifically told me it will work on the typhoid.
Oh.
Then maybe we should actually try lock it away. Rather than smacking it with a hammer that might not work.
How long have you had that?
When I came back here, about 2 months ago, I had a dream. In this dream, I was elsewhere. I don't know where. I just know that I was with Crip, Tintagel, and some other man known as Little Child or something. We woke up in a forest. After a bit of wandering, we came upon a graveyard and we saw our own graves, which was a bit of a classic. In the end, Death came and told us to do something about the rot and the dreaming. And Death sent them all away, except for me. And he said, I have a deal for you. And that is when he gave me this. Hand me the typhoid soul. And I will fulfill one of your dreams.
So why are we going with the hammer?
It's the
I
tangible.
don't.
You have it.
I don't know. What the dreams you mean?
I mean, does the tangible know you have that gem?
No, nobody knows. I've never told anybody. The only two people I've told are you two, and this is a secret. Just saying.
No, of course, but
Well, heavens to Betsy and call me Mary. We could
Then-
drop the whole fucking thing. We don't even need to use the hammer.
we could do this anytime.
I don't know if we're going. It's not. I don't know how it works. All I know is that it'll enter a thing on death. So we're probably gonna have to kill it. That's why I'm saying. That's why I want to look into the graveyard. I want to find out what this disease is. I want to know how the typhoid's spreading it. I want to know how to track it. That's been my entire thought process this entire time.
Well, we better get moving.
It's just I
Because
can find anyone. Couldn't it find the typhoid?
Well, we'll just have to be sure to not get sick if we approach it.
well, we better get moving because Titty Angel and the Tit Brigade are gonna fucking hit it with the fucking hammer.
Titty Angel and the Tit Brigade.
Well, you hear them going on about it, so we better get moving and get this fucking graveyard and do whatever the thing we're doing there, and then get back and smack the thing with the stone.
You're not gonna ask what my dream is.
That's your business.
We trust you.
It's
Oh, yeah.
What could it be?
it's a lot less noble than you think.
As long as it's not, I want to rule the world, I'm happy.
No.
Here's the only important question. Would getting your dream hurt anyone?
I don't think so.
Then it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
not exactly. It didn't tell me it would get my dream. It would tell me where to find my dream, which is an interesting thing in and of itself.
oh, well, there you go then. So you better get lollygagging and hope to let's go find the tree man.
But one for all for one.
Take what you can.
And never give anything back.
Clink. Yes. Yes.
Bambi just blinking, drinking out of her bottle like, I can't toast that. How you like this?
Come on, Bambi. Follow us.
Oh, I don't
Say it from your toes. Yeah!
but
Come on, from the lungs, Bambi.
but I can't toast that.
Pauses. To love and happiness. He says in the most snarky voice as he holds out
Her nose wrinkles and she will reach up, like she'll actually even let go of his hand and reach up and try to flick his nose. Not hard, just like a little doink.
Come on, Bambi. Join in the fun.
I was joining in the fun until you sounded like a pirate.
It's because we are pirates, Bambi.
I'm not a very good pirate.
No, you're not. You're actually quite terrible.
And he frowned. It's
So be-
definitely like the pout lip.
So be better and clink the bloody glass, Jesus.
But I don't want to be a pirate.
What and be our damsel?
Yes.
Blink.
Eyebrow waggle.
Just snicker. She'll finally clink the glasses, just like shaking her head like this is a terrible idea.
Yes, the damsel who was swept off her feet by the noble pirate sitting right there. Stealing her away to show the world.
Tito rides his echoes as he takes a drink.
She'll sip out of the bottle again, just kind of trying to hide the smirk. It's not like I like the attention. Essentially.
It's not like I love you or anything, Baka.
Baka. I mean, she already fessed up. She's done.
Rides his pocket watch will like ding. He'll look down. I better get going. You got the caravan, don't you, Bambi?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back later then. Just stands up.
Oh, sure. Well, take care.
Oh, speak to you later.
All right.
Whistling. Just walking away.
Ragar will look at Ride's leave, look at Bambi, look at Ride's leave, look at Bambi again.
Bambi
So-
just stays parked in the chair. She doesn't look upset, weirdly enough.
So, the two of you. Hmm?
What about us?
Your thing?
That depends on what you mean by a thing.
What you know what I mean by thing?
There are definitely things. Kind of grinning into the bottle. She'll reach out and like tweak the end of his nose as he leans in too far.
Poof.
We have fun.
I'm sure you do.
And we care. But we still are free to do our own thing. Rides will be rides, and I'll be me. We both come
Katie.
back here.
It's like, mm.
Oh my god. I need to click on you. I missed too much of your shit. Why were you interested? Kind of pops the eyebrows up at him, gives him a little waggle to tease him.
I don't know. I thought it never really crossed my mind.
No, we have technically slept together. Sage nod.
Technically. That's very nice. Your horns get in the way.
I mean, they're not in the way for using them like handlebars. Swig.
True. It's just, they kept poking in my ear. I'm pretty sure one of them touched my eardrum. It was not nice.
Oh. I'm sorry, I was very asleep.
It's okay. Very, very little one. It's like pat, pat, pat. I am glad for the two of you, though.
Yeah, she'll get caught kind of glancing after him again. She is still wearing every fucking day, still wearing a fucking thistle in her hair. I do think you made me fall in love with him, though. That was cheating.
Oh?
She turns a little pink cheeked, kind of glances over as he leans in again.
Well, go on. I like a good story.
It was just supposed to be fun and games, you know?
Uh-huh.
And, then the flowers and...
Gave you flowers?
She points up at the thistle tucked behind her ear.
Oh.
And every day he finds one.
That is adorable.
She grins. She can't help herself. It's somewhere between giddy and very bashful. And of course I don't keep him from doing his thing, and he doesn't keep me from doing my thing, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, Babby. Love stories, although most of them are cringy, are of the best stories. Just ask Deadpool.
What? She kind of blinks a few times and glances aside, like, wait, what? I was distracted. What?
Just ask Deadpool.
I saw that movie.
It was a love story.
Yeah, that seems like a comparable love story.
Have you seen the second one?
No,
Well, you should.
I should. You know, I feel kind of bad. It started with me asking him to walk me places because he was really big and really scary. And, I mean, not scary to me, but just made me feel safe.
You really are a damsel in distress.
There's a lot of creepy people out there. And a lot of them like to bother me.
This is true. Well, you are very pretty.
Well, that's why he walked me everywhere. That's why I really appreciated it when you offered to walk me home the one time.
Alright. We're friends.
She just kind of looks at the hand for a second like, this is happening? She will in fact give him the high five.
Bam! Oh, sorry, was that too hard?
I'll be fine.
To be fair, that was a strength 6 high five. I don't know.
She says this while doing the little handshake. Like the little, I'm just gonna work this out. Just gonna, yep, that'll be fine. I'll just do a little bit stroll there.
Watch out for.
I don't think people see it, but Rides cares. Cares a lot.
I mean, honestly, you'd have to be a fool to see he doesn't care.
There are a lot of fools out there. Little head
guess.
tilt. It's really easy to look at how big and loud he is and not look any harder.
Not really.
Seems easy for some people.
Frauger contemplates. Just like, who are these people and why are they dumb? Like, how obvious does he need to make it?
Just the fact that Fragrar is like is thrown into cognitive dissonance by the idea seems to just entertain her more. She's still kind of smirking into the mouth of the bottle.
It's like, no, that's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. And he says something in a guttural tone like, Oh, I said a curse word.
Oh?
My apologies.
Well, if it helps, I didn't know until you told me.
Well, is that something along the line of curse you and your scales?
Oh. Does sound rude.
Yeah, it does. He kind of looks at his own scales.
Oh,
You're fine. You're fine.
You're good people too, Fragrar.
Oh, what? Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah.
You really are.
Thank you. But I think it's about time. as I head off again.
If you like.
He'll bottoms up his bottle. Like, where can I put these?
I'll take them in a minute.
All right. Button. Stay safe, Lady O'Reilly, damsel in distress. Maiden
Nope.
swept away by a noble pirate to show that the world's a big place.
Now, could I not be safe with the kind of company I keep?
Exactly.
And when he does get up to go, she'll actually get up and like do the arm stretch, like I'm gonna hug you, but you gotta come down here. But I'm gonna hug you.
He'll reach down, grab her in the hug waist kind of hug, and just.
Yep. She will hug him up around his big neck. Give him a good solid squeeze.
He'll do like
Pretty fun.
wee, the twirl.
She'll probably have a pretty broad smile by the time he sets her down again.
There you go.
You're the one walking alone. You be safe.
Oh, don't you worry. I will be. Hey ya.
She'll offer a wave, and when he finally starts turning to go, she'll start picking up the bottles and whatnot to take in. And I suppose as she goes inside with, several bottles, carefully clutched in each hand, we can end the scene with Bambi wearing just a sweet, giddy little smile and say thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching.